Hello guys, Chemical back here with another NHRL F1 race. This week we're at Zandvoort. Unfortunately last week I was not able to get my clip from China, and to break down that race really quickly as we're starting our qualifying lap here. I just wrecked out of the race. There was like a weird game glitch. I barely scrubbed against a wall entering pit road and it just reset my car without the wheel. Really weird. Ended up with, I believe, an 8th place finish, and we moved down to 3rd place in the standings. But now we're here on our qualifying lap. A pretty good first sector. A couple things I could have I could have cleaned up so far in here. About a tenth of time that I could have gained. But hit a 29.92 through the first sector. Now going into this part of the track, looking pretty good. My personal best here at Zandvoort is a 108.5, so looking to maybe get somewhere in there at best. As you see, fastest lap right there, 111.9. Through here, just get a little bit too much of that curb. Doesn't help the run too much, and get a tiny bit of oversteer through there. Coming into the penultimate corner, I never can seem to get this right, but get it pretty good that time. Hugging right against the line here. You want to make sure you're all the way up against that. And to the line, I'm going to run a 108.85. So we're going to go on to another lap here. And as we see, I'm going to go into turn 1 here. Pretty good through turn 1 here. And then just so much oversteer, and I lose almost 2/10 worth of time. And at that point, that's basically the lap right there as we're going by someone. But yeah, basically that point, that's the lap. Here's my last lap attempt for the session. You just see I completely go through the corner, get a bunch of oversteer, again lose another 10 through there. Was not able to get turn 1 clean the last 2 attempts that I had, so that's going to be in the session. As you see here with a minute 8 seconds left, the Renault who he won China, coming here to finish his lap, had a little bit of oversteer through the final corner, and he's barely going to improve the 5th. You see me, my teammate there, 1st and 2nd. All the way to the end of the session, you see here, my teammate and I 1st and 2nd again in qualifying. There's only been one race where we haven't done that. So now we're going to move on to the race. As you see here, the strategy for today's race is going to be softs to hards. The hards are a little hard to manage. The softs, you're going to get about lap 12, 13 on them, and then the last 23 or so laps, you're going to be on those hards. And if you push too hard, they'll wear pretty quickly, and you'll be in trouble in the last couple of laps. So I'm just making sure that when I do get on those hards, that I'm going to keep them nice and fresh as long as I can. But we're going to get in the start here. Obviously have overtake Rich. Very hard to pass here. Need to get a perfect start. Get on the power. Not a good a start as my teammate. He's going to be looking my inside, but just not enough. I make sure I outbrake him in the turn 1. And as you see there, behind me, I'm already pulled out to a 4/10 lead here to start the race. 5/10 already. 6/10 through the first set of corners. Coming up through here, making sure I keep it a Rich. Overtake. 9/10 up through here. Through this fast right-hander. Already a second, and the virtual safety car comes out. The virtual safety car is already going to come out. Unfortunately, I had a ton of momentum on that first lap and was flying. Already had a second lead going into that sector right there. Is making sure we stay right at the delta here. This league does not have, obviously, if you guys didn't know at this point, it only has corner cutting penalties on. So as long as you're not speeding seconds past the delta, if you get it by maybe a 10th or half a 10th, you're all good. So that's a part of the game here. I go, it says the safety car is ending, and then I back off because I just went a little too early, didn't want to speed, and that allows my teammate to get back within about 4.5 tenths. Set the fastest lap. It's obviously going to get broken because we had that virtual safety car though. Through the second lap here, 6/10 through the first corner. Just trying to build that second gap back up before the end of this lap. Through here, 9/10 already. put it on overtake, have it in Rich, already a second up, and just pulling away here. 1.2 seconds up on my teammate, who unfortunately is not out of the DRS, so the car behind him yet. Purple first sector, obviously we had that virtual safety car, and we had the start of the race. Still going here. 1.3 seconds up on my teammate, who has 7/10 of the car behind him. Now he's starting to pull away. 8/10, 9/10 to the car behind him. Go way over that curb. Fortunately enough, it doesn't lose me too much time to my teammate. Still 1.1 ahead. I'm gonna keep on overtaking Rich here. Teammate about 1.1 seconds. I'm gonna set the fastest lap there. Move on to lap 5. Pulled out to a 2-second gap here to my teammate, who has 3 seconds or 4 seconds to the car behind him. And if we just look here, the time to my teammate jumps drastically. He did a little bit of a half spin there, and now unfortunately the cars behind him are gonna have his DRS. On to lap 8, you see he's pulled out of their DRS. I'm still 5.5 seconds ahead of him. Doing great. Both him and I are doing very good in this race so far. He had worn his tires a little bit more through the qualifying, as we see a car off to the side there. So he's actually going to be pitting a lap before me. He's going to pit on lap 12 as his scheduled lap, I believe. And my scheduled lap is lap 13. So we see the gap is 6.2 seconds here on lap 11. And he has about 4 seconds to the car behind him, as you see here. Actually, lap 12 was my pit lap and lap 11 was his. As you see, he went on the hards. I'm going on the hards here now. Perfect into the stall. Gonna put on those hard tires.
Go now.
Great pit stop by the crew. 2.6 second stop. Still in the lead at this second, and then you see the Alfa Romeo just gets around me right there.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit.
He's gonna have about what looks like a 3-second gap to me right here. 3.2 second gap. So let's see how we can cut this down through the first lap on these tires. As you see, I have a 6.7 second gap to my teammate. So gonna just try to build on that. And already the gap is going down 2.7 seconds to the Alfa Romeo, who is yet to pit, still on those old soft tires. Probably sliding all over the place right now. Through this corner, make sure you get right up against that curb, come out all the way to this one. And the gap is already down to 2.1 seconds. Clearly can see him up there. He makes a little bit of a mistake. Gonna get up 1.6 seconds behind him here. Just grab the curb with your right side tires there. 1.3 seconds back of him. He has to pit this lap. Mess that corner up just a little. Gonna just put it in Rich, overtake. As you see, I'm able to get the DRS off of him here just because of how slowly he was going. And he's gonna come in just barely ahead of me. And we go to lap 16. 8.2 seconds now is the gap between me and my teammate. Red Bull spun there on the right side. Coming through here, 8.3 seconds now the gap. On to lap 18. Lost about a 10th to my teammate between this time and 2 laps ago. So not really pulling on my teammate as of right now. And see if this is going to continue this way. 8.3, 8.2 seconds to gap. On to lap 20. Coming through here. Got a lap car up in front of me. Should not be an issue. 9.9 seconds to my teammate. 10 seconds is the gap. Now pulling a lot of time. Lap 21. We've gotten ahead of that lap car now. Coming through here. Still a 10.1 second gap on my teammate. Going through here. Oh, and you see a car is retired there. Shouldn't be an issue for us though. 10.4 seconds is the gap to my teammate. And oh my goodness, there's a car in the middle of the track. I barely dodge him, almost wreck. The lap car behind me wrecks out. And that was so close to me hitting that lap car. Oh my god. Gonna go look at a replay here. Quarter speed coming up through the hill here. Have no idea where he is. Can't see him on the track map. Just see him on the track map now. Just see him on the track. Jerk the wheel to the right. Barely miss him. Get the right sides in the grass. Able to save the car from that. And as you see right here, that is how close. Not even just a couple inches from ending my race right there. And his car was retired and it was just in the middle of the track. Unfortunate. Skip on to lap 25. 11.4 second gap to my teammate. Pulling out a consistent gap here. Now I'm thinking I still have the fastest lap, but if anyone beats it, I might need to be able to pull a gap to where I can get on my soft tires and pit. You see 13.6 second gap. So I'm building up enough of a gap. By lap 34 I should be able to pit and get fastest lap if I need to get it back. 14 second gap to my teammate now. It's very important that I keep building this gap just in case. And as you see right there, I don't have fastest lap anymore. On to lap 30. And an even faster lap is set. About 9/10 ahead of my, or not 9/10, 5/10 ahead of my lap on softs at the beginning of the race. So I can easily beat it. But I have a 14.8 second gap to my teammate. If I keep building the gap, I should be able to get it here. 16.7 seconds, so that's about the gap that I need to be able to rejoin ahead of my teammate. So shouldn't be too big of an issue. Pit on lap 34 to get that fastest lap back. Led every lap in the race so far, so don't have anything to worry about. And a safety car actually comes out. A safety car is out here with 5 laps to go. And this can change everything if I get a bad pit stop. Not a bad pit stop, but if I just get a bad restart here. Coming into pit road. Slapping on those brand new soft tires. Fortunately, this gives me an easy chance to go for fastest lap here off the restart. Gonna see where I come out here. Looks like no one else has even reached pit road yet as I'm getting out here. And then my teammate reaches pit road finally. And just gonna come out way ahead of everyone here. Safety car in this lap now. My teammate in second. The Renault's in third and fourth. And the Alfa Romeo from earlier in fifth. Just holding up the field here, trying to get a good restart, waiting for the safety car to get in. And then I just punch it. My teammate is caught napping, so is everyone else. A 5/10 gap already coming to the line. My teammate way under pressure here. Looks like he's actually going to lose a spot to that Renault there. I'm going to push as hard as I can. I need to get this fastest lap back. Coming through the second corner. Already up to a second gap almost to the car behind. On overtake in Rich. Up to that second gap. Through here. Beautiful through the fast right-hander. Purple sector 1. 4/10 up on my lap already. Coming through the middle sector. You want to hit all these points just right. Get as close to this curb as you can. Get as close to this outer curb as you can. Get a good run off this corner. Then you want to get your right sides just on this corner, or on this curb here. And beautiful through there. Already up to a 1.4 second gap. Through the final corner. Mess it up just a bit. Don't get as tight as I can. Get in the dirt a little bit. I'm going to have a 1.4 second gap still. On the overtake. 1.5 seconds. Set the fastest lap of the session. 1:10.0. Last lap of the race. I just need to keep the car clean here. No warnings, no penalties, nothing to worry about here. Through here, perfect through these corners. Hitting them just right. 1.9 second gap. Through the fast right-hander. Barely get the grass on entry. Otherwise, the corner was pretty good. 2 second gap now. Purple through sector 1. Middle sector. Remember, you want to hit all these points just right. Didn't do too great of a job on this lap, but able to do it pretty okay. Got a little bit of oversteer there, but should be okay. Already down on my lap from last lap. Definitely going to be down now because of that big mistake. But 1.8 seconds is the gap coming through the penultimate corner. Now coming through the final corner of the race, leading flag to flag, getting the pole, fastest lap, and the win. Grand Slam here at Zandvoort. Now going to look at the finishing standings. That Renault in third actually got a 5-second penalty from the steward, so he dropped down to P6. And he also got a 1-race suspension for multiple incidents throughout the season. Now as we see the points here, I've jumped up to first place in points. My teammate tied for second there. And now, if we take a look at the constructors, we are in first by 41 points over the Renaults, and we're looking good. Thank you for watching.